Sky 4 flying live over a local breaking news alert. A pedestrian hit and killed. This is on a busy road, Monument, near I-295 in Arlington. And in the next few minutes, Jacksonville police are expected to hold a news briefing to release more details on what happened, and they want you to avoid that area.
Traffic is getting through in one lane, but as more drivers head home from work, it could become more congested. Again, it's on Monument Road near I-295. News 4 Jax reporter Corley Peel is joining us live near the scene where she just spoke with a witness. Corley?
Witnesses tell me they saw a man get hit by a car while crossing the street this afternoon. JSO is here. We're about to start a briefing, so we're going to go ahead and go to JSO. Can you tell us what happened?
Good afternoon, Lieutenant Ricky Valentine of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Today at approximately 3:20 this afternoon, individuals were driving southbound on Monument Road when they observed an elderly white male crossing outside of a crosswalk in the middle of Monument Road. The individual that was driving southbound in the middle lane saw the individual and began to slow. The individual that was in the inside lane did not see that individual. At that time, the male walked out in front of his vehicle, the maroon vehicle that's over my right shoulder, and at that time, that vehicle struck that elderly man. He laid to rest in the median. At that time, Jacksonville Fire Rescue showed up, and they transported him to Memorial Hospital, and at this time, he's expired. We have traffic homicide who's arrived on scene. They have taken over the investigation. In reference to that, the individual who was driving the vehicle has stopped. He is being completely cooperative with our investigation. Preliminary signs do not show any signs of impairment from the driver at all. In reference to the individual that was transported to the hospital, we're still trying to make notifications of that. It should be noted that there was a 17-year-old student that was 2 cars behind that. Upon seeing this, exited his vehicle and immediately jumped into first aid and started doing CPR on the individual and trying to help out. So we commend that young man for his heroic actions on what he did and all the people that stopped and tried to help.
And is the driver still here?
The driver is still here. He's remained on scene. He's been completely cooperative with us. Yes, ma'am.
How old is the victim?
I just was told an elderly white male.
Any other injuries? Anyone else in the car?
There were 2 occupants inside the car. A young juvenile was sitting in the rear seat, and the driver of the vehicle. That's the only 2 that were in the vehicle that struck the male.
At this point, any indication in terms of seeing any indication back and forth with the driver in terms of what just led up to this point?
No, like I said, the elderly male was crossing across Monument Road, but where he was doing so is not on a crosswalk. That's why we push so hard right now, and especially we just recently received that grant from DOT in reference to our pedestrian traffic. We're asking that the citizens, anytime, and we understand that if you have to walk a block or 2, but to get down in those crosswalks, those areas that are controlled by the traffic signals, that individual did not cross where those traffic signals were. And whenever he walked out, one vehicle saw him, the other vehicle did not see him. So he essentially walked right out into the busiest part of that intersection. So that's what we're trying to explain is during these grants and stuff is to put that awareness out to people is to please get to our crosswalks, use those signs.
Again, JSO says a man did die after being hit by a car this afternoon. He says that the man was not using a crosswalk, but the driver of the car is still cooperating with police. He says that a person in a car 2 rows down from the accident got out of his car. He's 17, went in and tried to save the man as paramedics arrived, and they commend him for that. We'll continue to bring you the latest on this crash as soon as we know more. Reporting live, Corley Peel, Channel 4, the local station.